Are we on? Hello. I'm live. I'm never sure how to start these things. But hello. Hey everyone for joining. Yeah, we're going to play some Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 as Spider-Man. This is one of my favourite games of all time. A game that I played a lot of, so I thought it would be a good one to stream so I can, talk to you while I'm playing, because I tried streaming other stuff on Twitch and it's like, cannot do anything while I'm trying to play a game. So anyway, right, let's get on with it. So I've just got to rig something up here to make sure you can see the game. There we go. Okay. Right, so I'm going to start with the normal costume, but we'll have to come out into the character select screen at some point, so I'll go for the black suit, I think. Keeping my eye on the chat over here. Hello everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope we're all safe and staying inside and all that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try and knock off as many of these goals as I can. Yeah, so weird times we're living in, it. I'm not sure what you're allowed to say at the minute, because for a time, if you mentioned the name of the global health crisis that we're going through, your video would get demonetized. So I'm going to be as vague as possible about it, but I hope you're all well. I hope you're all staying safe and doing fun stuff inside, like playing games and reading comics and stuff. I won't bother getting that cash now. I don't know. I'm going to try and do the entire career run. I've kind of lost track of what I was trying to do here. Right, barrels. That's one thing. What else have I got to do? Yeah, I'm going to try and do a full career run with Spider-Man. Whoops. But hopefully, not 100%. But in general, if you're 100% the first few levels and get all the cash and everything, it makes it a lot easier later on in the game. Oh, okay, I've never done that before. So I'm going to be a completionist for the first few levels, and then we'll see how we go. And I'm going to try and keep my eye on the chat so I can make it fun. Do an ollie, says Hannah. I will. That was alright for a first round. How's my audio, by the way? If anyone can let me know. Hopefully you can hear the game. Right, let's check the chat. Snazzy overlay, Diego. Thank you. Yeah, I was pretty happy with this overlay. I tried to get some Jack Kirby artwork in there, and keep it purple on brand. How do I get a lot of subscribers? Well, it doesn't feel like I'm getting a lot of subscribers at the moment, but remember to wash your hands. Yes, Nicola, that's good advice. Do an ollie. I've done several. Thank you, Hannah. Mentioning the names. Okay. Yeah, because initially they were just audio's good, right? Yeah, initially they were just like, I think they did like a total blanket ban on mentioning. I'm still not going to mention it because I'm superstitious. Don't say the name. The disease that must not be named. But I think that's got better now. Did I get all those? Yeah, I did get all the thingies, didn't I? The wings. Right. Let's get the secret tape. I'm curious to see how many people have played this game in the chat, because for me and for I would probably people my age, the Tony Hawk series was like a big deal. And it kind of shaped my friendships. And what we like to do as friends. You know, we all got into skateboarding because of these games. And it was a big part of... I mean, I'd spent every weekend at mates' houses playing these games in the early 2000s. So these are the one game... I think everyone has like a game that they can... It's just like automatic and they remember everything about it. And for me, it's the Tony Hawk's games. It's like... I see the Tony Hawk's games in my sleep. Can we get that money? Right, I've kind of lost track of what I've not done yet, so I might just try and get some of the combos. Oh, I forgot that my manual balance stats aren't good yet. Let's try that again. Okay, that wasn't good. We're not doing great on the big combos. Right. Okay, all of my in-laws are watching. That's good. No pressure. Hair's looking amazing. Thank you, Diego. I had the stylist come in and sort me out before I went live. Slitherboy could deck any virus. I do not doubt that. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't want to start a conspiracy theory, but Slitherboy looks like a slimy kind of guy. I don't want to point any fingers, but I've never seen this virus and Slitherboy in the same room together. That's all I'm saying. And you've been considering buying a skateboard. Yeah. Hey, skateboarding is good exercise, actually. So, yeah, go for it. This game is on PlayStation 1. I'm playing it on an emulator right now, so hopefully it's running okay. And how old am I? It's rude to ask. So, a lady never tells. Right, we're not going to go to the school yet. The school, which we'll get to, is the best level in any Tony Hawk's game, in my opinion. Right, we're going to get the big scores now. That was a struggle. Oops, I was supposed to be into a manual. Hang on, I'm losing it here. I hope I'm not doing too much of a game face. That's what I always do in these games. It's like staring intently at the screen. Do 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 do. Oh, didn't make it. But that'll do. Right, that's all my scores, and then it's just money. Money, money, money. So there's that one on there. And that one up there. Oh, that was bad. I've no idea how I landed that then. So, you know, I'll try and give a bit of background here to give me something to talk about. As I try and get up there. Oh, missed it. The Tony Hawk's series of games, published by Activision but developed by Neversoft, who of course made the greatest Spider-Man game of all time. Except no substitutes. Not even, you know, forget what you've heard about Spider-Man PS4. Spider-Man on the PS1 is the best Spider-Man game of all time. And they were released... This game and Spider-Man PS1 was released kind of simultaneously in the same year. I think a few months apart. And so Tony Hawk's features, Tony Hawk the man, and adverts for this game feature in the game, and little Easter eggs, and Spider-Man features in this game. Yeah, that's actually a good idea to get Diego in the stream so he can read the thing. For the in-laws didn't last very long. That doesn't surprise me. Hannah doesn't Hannah doesn't watch my videos for very long either. No, that's not true. She's very supportive. Yeah, right. I'm not going to do it now. And also Diego hasn't agreed to it and doesn't want that kind of pressure. But in future streams, if this goes well, I will get someone reading the comments, because you're right, this isn't a very well-oiled machine. But it's okay. We're just here chilling. It's fine. Right, I've got one more bit of cash to get, I think, so I'll get that, and then this level will be completed. It, mate. To shout out another British YouTuber who definitely doesn't need a shout out, and then end the run. Right, so that's first level, 100%ed. That didn't take long. Yeah, I'll get someone to read the comments. I'm afraid Nicola done requesting the Iron Man suit. The Iron Man suit is in Tony Hawk's Underground, not in this game. Spider-Man is the only Marvel superhero who features in this game. But he does have 4 alternative costumes, so we'll switch to a different suit. You've got the trusty spider armor and the black suit and the cosmic Spider-Man as well, so we'll get to those. Yeah, I'll get someone in future ones to read out the comments, but for now, it's just me chilling. I would like to, if we can rig it up, to play some multiplayer games with somebody in a stream. Let's go for the bells first. But that's a bit, I mean, I'm doing all of this right now on a very old MacBook Pro. And it sounds like it's about to take off, just playing a game and streaming at the same time. So adding Discord in or whatever to get someone else to talk might not go so well. But that's something I'll look at. Actually, you know, anyone who's here who might not be interested in the gaming stuff, but just watches the regular videos, and especially the kind of comic-y videos that I've started doing, I would like to do some live shows that are just me with some notes, kind of doing like, you know, top 10 lists and stuff like that. Because those, hang on, I've forgotten what I was doing now. Those are the kind of things that I've kind of stopped doing videos on, like, you know, like top 10 games you should play if, you know, you like cheese and whatever. But they're fun to do, and they're the kind of thing that I wouldn't necessarily need a script for, so I could do some live shows of that. Tell me if that's the kind of thing you'd like to watch. Right, oh. Concentrate now. Get this last bell. This is a tricky one. So yeah, this is the best level in all of Tony Hawk's done, in my opinion. I'm just gonna start this over and then do a different challenge. Right, let's go for the hall passes then. I think this is in one of the later ones. The later Tony Hawk's games I generally don't like as much because they went a bit too far into the jackass stuff. You know, they're like, it's all just like Bam Margera and Bam Margera's dad and Wee Man and, you know, people in their underpants pushing people down hills in trolleys. But the good thing about, I think, Tony Hawk's Underground or Underground 2 or something like that is that it had a lot of the legacy levels. So it had like kind of upscaled for the time versions of like the school level and a lot of the stuff from the first game. So I spent a lot of time just playing those levels, to be honest. I think once you can... Actually, no, I quite like Tony Hawk's Underground 1. But I think once you can get off your board and run around and do parkour and stuff like that, the series kind of lost its, you know, the core gameplay, what made it special. Because the Tony Hawk's games are ultimately a bit like Guitar Hero. It's kind of like muscle memory. Ooh, missed that. I have to say the game is running surprisingly well, considering I'm streaming. I was worried, at least on my end. I don't know what it looks like live. Right, I'll just get this cash around here and then I'll start again and go for a different challenge. I think this is the quickest way to do it, is to not go through the stats at the end and let it tell you what you've done. Whee! Oh, hang on, there's one around here, isn't there? I think, I have to say, maybe it's just nostalgia. I think a lot of the stuff that I say on this channel, particularly the stuff about Neversoft Spider-Man game, is based in blind nostalgia. And actually, anyone looking at this now would say it looks like shit. But I would say that this has held up fairly well for a 20-year-old game. And it came out late in the PS1 life, so... Oh, there's a kickflip gap here I can get. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks good, and I really like. I have a lot of affection for this model of Spider-Man because it's obviously the one from the Spider-Man game, and I think it still looks good. I talked to Scrubs Animate about him being able to get me a 3D model to have 3D printed. I don't think I'll be able to get up here. No. It's time to upgrade the stats, I think. Yeah, I'd really like a 3D model of the Spider-Man sprite. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, right. Me and my lovely partner, Hannah, are going to play Overcooked online one time. You can hear us have a domestic argument. Poor effort. Skate games. Right, no, I tried Skate. I'm not going to bother saving for a while. Spend some cash. I tried the Skate series and it didn't... I think it scratches a totally different itch in the brain. This is all about like combos and like I said, a bit like Guitar Hero, whereas this is arcadey, isn't it? It's an arcadey skateboarding game. Whereas the Skate series is a bit more like a skateboarding simulator. Right, we're just going to max out all our height and speed. Let's go with that. So I can get up to the hard to reach places. American Wasteland. American Wasteland, you know, it's fun, but it's fine. It's not. I'm a purist. I'm a Tony Hawk's purist. The Pro Skater games are where it's at. Right, let's go with the black suit for a while. And 3. Yeah, sorry, I never even finished. Oh, hey, Matty's in the chat. That's good. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. How you doing? Yeah, I never finished the thought about the 3D printing, but 3D print a model of the Spider-Man model from the PS1 game, and you know, like a low poly model, and maybe paint it up red and blue, and you know, I don't know what I'd do. Keep it on my desk and look at it. I don't know what else you're supposed to do with statues. I've been thinking of backing the Spawn figure that Todd McFarlane's doing on Kickstarter, but by the time I'd have it shipped over here, it's like double the price. And the stuff with all this stuff, like I've got a really nice Hulk statue here, but it just sits on a desk, getting covered in dust. So I don't know. We'll see about that. Okay, right. I've got the scores and the secret tape to get. So let's go. Let's go get the secret tape. In fact, if I was really good, I'd be able to do both at the same time. So maybe I'll try and get some good combos. Ooh. Nearly fell off then. Ooh. This is a good looking costume. I always really liked the black costume as a kid. Because of the cartoon, but mostly because of these games. Right, I forgot what I'm doing now. I'm getting a combo on her. Yeah, and it looks really good here. I just really like the blue, the way that they got, because in the comics you have the blue hues are kind of painted in as like flat colours. Well, they used to be anyway, back when flat colours was the thing. And I thought this was a really good way of translating it to a 3D model. Ooh, where have I gone? Hey. Couldn't get the gap. Right, that's high score done. So I've just got some cash to clean up now. In fact, I'm going to restart the round because I don't think I'll be able to get it in time. Right, I'll have a proper look at the chat in a minute, but I've just seen Diego said about the Spawn Mortal Kombat figure. And yes, they are impossible to find in... Well, they're not impossible to find, but they're expensive to find in... Oh, missed it. They're expensive to find in the UK. They've been going for like 60, 70 quid, which is like $80. Well, almost $90 possibly, depending on how weak the pound is right now. And there's no way I'm paying that for... I mean, I'm kind of glad actually that, because if I do end up going for the Kickstarter figure, which is like classic Spawn, which is more my kind of vibe. This is a tricky cache to get. Then, I'll see. If I do end up going for that, I'll be glad that I missed out on the Mortal Kombat figure, because the Mortal Kombat figure is cool, and it's cool to have an articulated Spawn figure. I don't know if anyone cares about this other than me and Diego. But it's a cool figure, but it's that's not my Spawn, I'm afraid. My Spawn is the less sinewy looking Spawn with red bits on his costume and a big cape. Oh, how did I miss that again? Come on. Come on. Right, I'll get these bits. I'll finish this level. And then we'll take a little chat break. And also a little tea break for me. Because I've got some nice lemon and ginger tea on the go here that I need to drink. Oh. My God. Right, we're going to come back to that one. I'm going to get the rest of it first. It's in the music biz we call this red light syndrome. Not that I'm in the music biz, but yeah. Or what's it? It's like performance anxiety. This game, it plays it. So I look like I play this game like Tony Hawk, like a professional, normally when I'm on my own. And now we're in the... So yeah, just missed that. That's a tricky jump as well, because if you overshoot it, it's very easy to overshoot it. So you've got to kind of... There we go. Oops. I've had to turn the music off, obviously, for copyright reasons. But the soundtrack is you're kind of not getting the full experience here if you're not familiar with the game. Ugh. Because the soundtrack to this game is a major part of it, and it has the best soundtrack of any of the Tony Hawk's games. You got some, you got Anthrax and Public Enemy. Bring the Noise. Power Man 5000, is it? Papa Roach. I know Game Show Matty was tweeting about Papa Roach earlier. Someone's just snuck down the stairs. Someone's clearly not watching my live stream right now. So he's upstairs supporting me. Why? Oh, thank you. You're getting me some brownie, darling. Oh, Easter egg. What a treat. Thank you, darling. That's the behind every strong YouTuber. There's a an exasperated woman. Right, I think I've just got that one bit of cash left to get, haven't I? Which, if I stop talking bollocks and try and get it like that. Severe performance anxiety here. What's going on? I'm gonna blame. I think there's right. Here's what it is. Right. When I'm running, when I'm running the game and streaming at the same time, I think there's like a few milliseconds of lag here that's throwing my game off. But otherwise, I'd have finished the game by now. I've got to be honest. I feel like I'm out of the loop here. It feels like I'm talking to myself at this point because I've not read the comments for so long. So hopefully I can get this one bit of cash and then we can have an Easter egg break. Do you have Easter eggs in America? Tell me that. That's what I want to know. I saw Eric Larson, great artist, Savage Dragon writer and artist, Eric Larson, and one of the best Spider-Man artists of all time, in my opinion. He was tweeting how this is Reese's egg season. But I think that's like a bit like a cream egg, isn't it? It's like a small egg with peanut butter. I can't believe I can't get up on this roof. This is really embarrassing. Ugh. I'm sure this happens to all the guys at some point. Alright, forget it. We'll move on. There's only one bit of cash. Right, it's cup of tea time, and we'll talk. Let's talk. Sorry for the loud drinking. Right, what's all had to support you. Thank you for watching the ads. Anybody who wants to watch adverts on my channel, that helps out a lot. That's very nice of you. New indie skating games, yep. I might talk about those as I'm playing. Favorite Spider-Man costume? Oh, it's the Spidey armor, the original Spider-Man armor, the chrome one, which I'll play as in a little bit, just because it's so shiny. Classic Spawn and his red lingerie top. Yep. Yeah, that Kickstarter Spawn figure. The problem with Kickstarters is that you have like a very short window to get it, so I'm feeling pressure to buy it, even though if it was a retail figure, I probably would resist a bit more. Richard Coleman's on the rum. Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I mean, it's past 5 o'clock here. I should be on the rum, really, but you know, this stream would be even more sloppy than it already is if I was on the rum. Oh, Nicola Dunn's gone, but bye. Thank you for watching. That's very nice of you. Hardcore Gamers here. Hey Sam, how you doing? Sorry, I'm only just saying hello. You've got to be an extremely patient chef. That's not very kind. To be Hannah McAfee's sous chef, I'm afraid. I reviewed Overcooked for the game show's guest review, 60-second review thing, and I talked about how it very nearly ended in a trial separation for me and Hannah. Right, this is the first competition of the game. What did I say I was going to talk about? I said I was going to talk about... Well, I said I was going to talk about the indie skateboarding games, but to be honest, I haven't seen that many. I've seen a couple and they look pretty cool. There was like a phase where they were like, oh, this is the skateboarding revival. And there were like mobile games and stuff that looked pretty cool. There was that Ollie, what was it called? Ollie Wood or whatever? I can't remember. Ollie. I think it was just called Ollie. I think I've added the wood. And... Whoo! That's a good job I didn't go over there. Sorry, I've got to concentrate on getting a good combo here. Yeah. And then there's been talk about the Tony Hawk's games coming back. You know, that worked out so well for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. That was a famously good comeback. Right, come on, that's got to be a good run. Right, I tell you what I should talk about is At Home Comic Con, which I still haven't done a promo video for. But if anybody is watching who... 97, look at that. 97's across the board. If... Sorry, I'm just laughing at the chat. If anybody's watching the stream who hasn't heard about At Home Comic Con, this is a very exciting thing that's happening. Next Saturday, this Saturday coming. It's... I should be spending time focusing on talking about it rather than trying to talk about it while playing a game. Oh, but it's the biggest collaboration between YouTubers. I'm going to do a proper video about it, but it's the biggest YouTube collaboration between comic book YouTubers that I'm familiar with. I think this ever happened, but I don't want to say that categorically. But it's certainly the biggest I've ever been involved in. And it features the big boys, Comic Storian, NerdSync, Sal from Comic Pop, Godzilla Mendoza, Xavier, my good friend, Diego, my other good friend, and I, and Matt Draper, another good friend, and one of the best comic book YouTubers ever. We're all doing a panel about comic book video games, specifically pitching a Superman game, because Superman's never had a truly great game, and that's long overdue. So we're going to be doing that. It's next Saturday. It's for charity. It's going to be live streamed. I will do a proper video about it because I can't remember all the details right now, and I've missed out some like mega people that are involved. But come and join us for next Saturday, Saturday 18th. Yeah, the 18th of April. At Home Comic Con. There's an account on Twitter you can follow. There's a YouTube channel you can subscribe to. It's going to go... I can't remember the charities, but I know the one that's in the UK is Red Nose Day, who are doing a COVID... Oh, nearly said it then. A global health pandemic relief fund. It's for a good cause. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be there live. Our panel. What are some of the other panels? Comic Academia panel. There's like trivia game shows. I'm really excited about the Comic Academia one. That's got some very talented and knowledgeable comic folk involved. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Kind of not. I think I've garnered enough points here to win this level, so I think we're all right. I've not bothered getting all the cash either. So we'll skip ahead. The competitions aren't very fun in this game, it has to be said. So we'll keep going. How is my lighting looking now? Because the sun is going down. So I might be getting darker. Anyway, right, look at these scores, mate. Look at these scores. I've made Tony Hawk look a right mug. Ouch. 250 quid on action figures. I am frightened of getting into action figures, I have to say. There's a few really nice Marvel Legends that were announced at... When were they announced? Well, what's it been recently? Toy Fair. New York Toy Fair. Yeah, some really cool Marvel Legends. There's like the movie Hugh Jackman from the first movie. There's the retro Spider-Man figures that I really want to get. And also, I missed out. Like, I'm not an action figure guy, really. I don't collect them. But the most tempted I've ever been to get an action figure, or a Marvel Legend specifically, is the Jim Lee Beast they did last year. And I think I've missed the opportunity to get that now because they're all aftermarket prices and extremely expensive. I've kind of forgotten what I was talking about there. Anyway, yeah, 250 quid on action figures. That's got a sting, but I'd like to see what you got. That sounds awesome. It's an expensive hobby, even more than comics. I'm missing new comics, I've got to say. Well, not even new comics, because I don't buy a lot of new comics, but I'm missing going out and buying back issues. That's been the hardest thing about this whole lockdown situation, is not being able to... You know, it's not the same going through eBay. And I feel like you can't get the good deals on eBay. If you're there, if you know, if you're there with someone whose entire livelihood revolves around selling comics, and you can guilt them into giving you a discount. That's a joke. So yeah, I can't wait. Who knows when it'll be that I'll next be able to contract some kind of other disease by digging through long boxes. Who knows? Oh, missed it. This is a good level as well. You know, this level has a lot of nostalgia for me, not just because of the game, but because this is how, if you were a skateboarder back in the day, and probably still now, but growing up being a skateboarder in England, the majority of your time skateboarding would be at night. For me, it was around my kind of hometown at night time after school, and this level was like the dream, the kind of like the fantasy level of, you know, taxis milling about and everything is a ramp, everything is skatable. I don't want to go there yet. Oh, itchy nose. I should probably do a save at this point in case anything goes wrong. So many great Marvel Legends, yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, like, the stuff they're doing now with action figures and the fact that the price point hasn't gone up massively, I think they're due a price increase, but the fact that you can still get a really detailed action figure with like these 3D printed, 3D sculpted, digitally sculpted, whatever they are, 3D scanned of actors and stuff like that. I'm just going to look at the level goals because I've forgotten what I've done. The fact that you can get that for like $20 or, you know, 20 quid here, it's really impressive, and it's getting harder and harder. Emerald Saigin or Saijin, I don't know how to say that. Saigin says hi, and I say hi back. Hello, thank you for watching. It's nice to have you around. I hope you're well. What am I doing now? Subway rails, 50-50 the sculpture and scores and the secret tape. Alright, let's do the subway rails then. Yeah, it's getting harder to resist getting into action figures. I was talking on Twitter the other day to somebody about when I was posting B-roll I'd shot of old Image comics. Who was it? I think it might have been Chris N, who's a really who has a really impressive comics collection and posts some really cool stuff. But he was saying that I needed some of the old Series 1 McFarlane Spawn figures. And I do have an overt kill, which I got for the Rob Liefeld connection. I'll get the secret tape while I'm over here. Yeah, I got an overt kill. I got it so cheap, you wouldn't believe how cheap I got it. I think it cost me about £2. So like $3. Or like $3.50 or something like that. Yeah, it was... I got a really good deal on that. It, like, still in its original blister pack, in really good condition. I guess overt kill isn't a very popular Spawn character, because I think that's the cheapest of the first wave. But I'd like to get more of those first wave ones. What I'd really like to do, I started writing a history of McFarlane Toys video a while ago that would be kind of similar to the Rob Liefeld video I did. But for that, I want to have like really nice B-roll of all the first wave action figures. So I'd have to buy that complete series of figures, and like buy extra lights and like a smoke machine and do all the like crazy stuff that I want to do. So that's, you know, that's one I need a bit of a budget for. So hopefully I'll get to that one day. I think everything I've been doing recently with the B-roll and making the videos more cinematic, it's kind of leading up to that video and doing more stuff like that. Oh, sugar. This is, you know, cool to have Spider-Man in his hometown of New York. If Spider-Man did take up skateboarding, this is where he'd do it. Did I get that money up there then? Can't remember. Let's go have a look. Actually, if Diego's oh, Dane's in the chat now. Hello, Dane. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. I was gonna ask Diego in the chat. You're a native New Yorker. I want you to tell me if you recognise any landmarks. I'm assuming this is supposed to be like Central Park. The only two Tony Hawk's levels that I've been to in real life are Barcelona from Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and I forgot what I'm doing now. High score. And London in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, the London level. And both of those are, they kind of have one or two landmarks, but the overall geography of the city is completely fictional. So I'm curious how like New York this actually is. Right. I may, for the sake of brevity, go on to the next level. Let's have a look at the chat. Oh, good. I've forgotten what my first try was. Emerald Saijin. I think that's what I said was the first try. So that's right. Diego went to an old toy store that's been around forever and saw that line of figures too. Everyone was Spawn. Yeah, that first line of figures, I think they must have produced a lot, which is kind of surprising for like a completely new company. But you can get that first line really cheap. It's some of the later ones that I don't think were producing as great in numbers are they're harder to get. Then Dane joined the chat. B-roll's good, thank you. Fortnite stream. The very first live stream I ever did was a Fortnite stream to try and test it out, just to try and get used to live streaming, and nobody watched that, and I'm not really surprised. But now there's Marvel characters in there, so it would be relevant to do a Fortnite stream. Maybe I should get back into it. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Bromo. I won't have any shame of Bromo in the chat. Bromo is encouraged here. We're all friends. Five Nights at Spider-Man Skate Park. Everyone was in... Oh, Saigin, sorry. I apologise. And Dane can't stay for long. That's fine. Thank you for dropping in and saying hi. That means a lot. And to anybody who's here, it means a lot. You know, I'd have been playing Tony Hawk's tonight either way, so the fact that I can hang out with people while I do it is good. Oh, that's interesting. The most accurate rendition of New York is GTA 4. Is that even more so than Spider-Man PS4? I think I watched a video about how accurate Spider-Man PS4 is, and I think it's not very accurate at all. It's like one or two landmarks, and then they've kind of condensed a much larger, the entire, whatever it's called, Manhattan Island down into a much smaller space. Right, what have we got to do here? Hollywood Magic Bombs. Spray cans. Tail slide. VB transfers. Right, those VB transfers are tricky, so I'm going to do those first, I think. I think we're over halfway through the game now, so we're doing alright. Ooh. Went off the end of the ramp. That's the hardest one. Here goes number 2. Oh, no, missed it. It's a bad angle. I'm gonna, I don't know whether I should do this. No, I was gonna shout out the controller I'm using, but I'm not getting paid to do it, so I don't think I will. I don't know why I should give anyone free promotion. But actually, maybe someone will be looking for a recommendation, so maybe I will. If any of my fans are looking for a cheap, good, retro PlayStation 1 style USB controller that also works on the PS4, I highly recommend this Hori mini controller. I don't know if you can see that or not. But if you're going to buy one, make sure you tweet at them and tell them that you bought it on my recommendation, and they might sponsor me. Because otherwise I'm just doing free promo for a corporation, which doesn't really sit very well with me. I might as well get paid for it. Right, that's all our VB transfers. Let's tail slide the ledge. I should also upgrade my stats at some point before I do any more competitions. Ooh, gotta get that cash. And let's finish off with a nice combo. Yeah, again, I'm not going to keep cutting promos for this thing, but it's, I forgot what it's called. The Hori Mini PS4 gamepad, I think it's called. And it is exceptionally cheap. We got it actually to play Overcooked 2-player as like a spare PS4 controller, but I've ended up using it a lot for retro games. I'll tell you what, I'm going to upgrade my stats now, and we'll change costumes. Why not? Because I think we're about halfway, or maybe just over halfway through the game. How long have I been going for? Now that's the question. I don't know. Let's go with the old trusty spider armor. By stats. Let's drink more tea. Right, hang time's up. Speed's up. We'll put spin up a bit, landing up a bit, but rail balance and manuals is what we want. Okay, I think that'll do. The point system in the Tony Hawk's games is about as far as I get to enjoying RPGs. If I can upgrade my skateboarding skills, and that's fine. Just catching up on comments. What am I playing it on? I'm playing it on an emulator, a PlayStation 1 emulator. It's the PlayStation 1 version. It's actually the US PlayStation 1 version, so it's not the version I'm most familiar with, but it runs pretty much the same. And does it really matter how accurate NYC is? No, I'm not suggesting that it does matter. That wasn't the reason I brought it up. It's just interesting because, you know, until I started doing the YouTube thing, I didn't know anyone who was from New York who could tell me how accurate these Spider-Man games were. And actually, I've talked about, I think, in previous videos how... What am I doing now? Trying to get the scores on it. And I've still got to get a skate. I've talked about how New York as a character in the Marvel Universe, for someone like me, a British person who's never been outside of Europe, I feel like I have a really concrete idea of what New York is like, and it's based purely on fiction. So yeah, it is more about kind of the general vibe. Right, the best place to get these scores is along this wall, I think, because you can get loads of grinds. Ooh. That'll do. Oops. Yeah. I have it's a bit like nostalgia. You know, if anyone's ever watched any synthwave or vaporwave kind of things, videos, the comments are all people presumably younger Gen Z people, or Gen Z people, saying, you know, how can I have nostalgia for a time that I wasn't even born? And that's how I feel about New York. It's like, how can I have so much knowledge, feel like I have so much knowledge of a place where I've never been and feel so intimately familiar with a place I've never been, and it's based purely on mostly comics and films and some video games. So I think you're absolutely right that the general kind of... Did I do the score then? I think it was... Oh yeah, got it. The general kind of vibe that Spider-Man PS4 creates, and any Spider-Man game, is... the general vibe is the most important thing. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. Right, skate and the spray cans next. Let's start with the spray can down here. And then I think I'm going to call it a day on this level, because the secret tape is really... Oh, there's this S up there. Oh, and I'll ollie the magic bomb as well. It's funny because bomb means something else here in England. That always used to make me laugh. Oh, I'll get that cash while I'm going. Oh, no, I won't. How embarrassing. Right, I'll go back for the spray can. I'm very pleased that this seems to be working, I have to say. I was going to stream this last week, but then did a trial run on stream, which hopefully no one tuned in for because I didn't promote it, with this game, and it ran like absolute ass. So I had to do some reconfiguring the emulator and stuff like that to get it to work a bit better. Oh, missed. Missed again. I'll do a chat break after this round. Whoops, didn't mean to go up there. Oh, did it again. Saved it. Right, gotta get that E quickly. Come on. Look at that. Okay, right, chat break. Let's go for it. Traveled until recently. Yeah, definitely. My to respond to Sam, hardcore gamer. It's weird how like New York is like this fantastical place in my mind, and actually Hannah and I have talked about going there many times, and that's the plan at some point. So hopefully we will get to see it for ourselves. But it's it's a long flight. It's a long time to spend in an aeroplane. Right, spray cans and Ollie the bum. Teehee. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say anything too negative here, but I think that inevitably I would be disappointed when I went to New York, because in my head it is like the Marvel universe. I'd see like Spider-Man swinging past, and that obviously isn't going to happen. Maybe it will, who knows. I think I'm probably more likely to see a guy dressed as Spider-Man on the street. Trying to get tourists like me to give them money. Right, spray cans, concentrate now. I keep starting tasks and then forgetting what I'm supposed to do. Alright, the last one is... Is it on the other side of this wall? Nope. Oh, I really can't remember where the other... Oh, it's down here. That's right. Oh, Craig. Craig's in the chat. My good friend Craig King. Oh, long time no see, buddy. Yeah, Craig's a New York regular. He's always jetting off to New York from England. Right, sorry, I forgot what I was doing now. Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm kind of behind on the chat, but Blair said it's terrified of America, and yeah, it's... I don't know if now would be the time to plan a visit. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait until after the next election. Not to get too political, but we'll see how we go. Right, I've got to try and remember where he hangs out. It's been a little while. I thought I had this game completely committed to memory, and I think for the most part I do, but there's a couple of things that I'm a bit iffy on. Sorry, I keep squeaking, by the way. That's something my mouth does. I can't believe Craig's in the chat. It's unbelievable scenes. It makes me nervous when people I know in real life are watching. It's like, don't shit where you eat kind of thing. But hey, we're all welcome here. Sometimes I think about if anyone has watched any of the really early videos, I think that'll do for this level. If anyone's ever watched any of the really early videos on the channel and seen the Let's Plays with me and Lewis, which is how the channel started, it was just us mucking about and playing games. I sometimes feel like I should do a reunion and get Lewis on a live stream. In fact, I think I'll if Craig doesn't pitch that to him, then I think I will. No, don't go, Craig. Sorry. um, oh. Wow. Matty subbed back in the Let's Play days. That's crazy. I don't know why. Nobody else did. It took for me to talk about 90s Marvel cartoons for 20 minutes for anyone to subscribe. Blair. Hello, Blair, by the way. I've not said hello to you. It's good to see you. Missed out on the Tony Hawk's craze. It was a craze. That's very accurate. It's kind of difficult. I can't imagine a comparable kind of game now, I guess. I mean, Fortnite is even bigger. But culturally, maybe I'm overstating this a little bit. But it feels like Tony Hawk's, for my generation, it was like everyone started skateboarding at the same time because of Tony Hawk's. And Jackass as well, I suppose. But like all the music we listened to, you know, as I was saying earlier, like listening to like Papa Roach and CKY and Bad Religion, all that kind of like skate punk stuff. That was all based out of the Tony Hawk's games. Let's try and get a good score here. It'd be really good if I could get gold in every competition. I'd be happy with that. Hello, Blue Boy the Nerd. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're doing all right under the circumstances. It's in these unprecedented times, in these murky waters. It's a crazy time to be a human right now. Fortunately, no, I'm not gonna talk about. This is a politics free. I really like Matty's kind of motto of good vibes only, and I feel like that's something that I'm generally a very cynical person, and I have to resist the temptation to be mean-spirited. No, not mean-spirited. I'm not a mean-spirited person, but I'm a cynical person who likes to make snidey jokes at politicians' expense, which I'm going to resist the temptation to do right now. But it is a strange time for sure. All we can do is band together, play games, have fun, look after each other and ourselves, read comics, take it easy, live long and prosper. Good vibes only 24/7. I think I admire that, I have to say. I really do. Hannah's not subbed to my channel, that's a shame. I admire the sentiment, but it seems antithetical to being British, which is, you know, you're kind of taught from an early age that part of being British is bad vibes only. Maybe not. Maybe that's just where I grew up. I've kind of not been keeping track of my scores here, so I hope I'm doing... Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Hope I'm doing okay. I think this is the last round, isn't it? So I think if I've got gold, I should have already got it by now, so this round doesn't matter as much. And this is the second of the 3 competitions, so I think by that metric we are 2/3 of the way through the game. So we're gonna be wrapped up in no time. And I'm gonna be even less completionist. for the following rounds, because that's where they start getting really tricky. All I've got to do is see the end credits. Oh, Craig, did you get Lego Harry Potter on my recommendation? That's I'm like the Lego games ambassador. I tell everyone to get the Lego games. Yeah. Let's turn this stream into a love fest for Matty at the game show. If anyone's not subscribed to the game show, you should definitely go subscribe. And to Diego, and to Sam at Hardcore Gamer, and any of the other fantastic YouTubers who are in the chat right now. But Matty, I said this to you on a stream recently, that the good vibes in your videos and the way that you kind of radiate positivity and passion for the subject matter that you're talking about is really inspiring. And that was part of the thing. You and Matt Draper and Diego inspired the Rob Liefeld video that I did, because it felt like I was doing too many videos about why stuff is bad, like why stuff sucks, and and kind of like, I did that history of terrible Image Comics games, and every single one is just me saying, yeah, this is bad and it sucks and this is why. But I wanted to make a video that was just like, yeah, this is a good thing. This is something I really like. And those videos are so much more rewarding to make, and they're so much more rewarding to watch, even if they don't always get the most views. So yeah, hats off to you, man, for making videos like that. It's inspiring. I wish more people could be as positive. Ooh, missed it. I'm going to restart this round. We're in Philly. Philly! I think Craig, if Craig's still in the chat, he'll appreciate the Philly reference. I think Craig's been to Philadelphia as well. Is that where the Liberty Bell is? Have you licked the Liberty Bell? I'm sure you sent me a photo of yourself licking the Liberty Bell once. That might be too much info. Oh, that was rude, wasn't it? Came out of nowhere. I can't actually hear the game audio, so I think I probably would have had more warning if I'd heard a bus honking its horn. Right, what am I doing now? Kind of lost track of what I was supposed to be doing. Let's get these bells, see if we can get these bells in the last 50 seconds. Oh, I didn't even get that K. What am I playing at? Okay, scratch that then. I'm all blunt side the awning. Over there. Yeah, boy. 2 goals in 1. Look at that. Absolutely winning. I would have been if I'd got that bell. So yeah, the spider armor. That's gotta be. There's no good action figures of the spider armor. That's if Marvel Legends made a really shiny chrome spider armor figure, that would be an insta buy for me. Anything shiny is why I like Shadowhawk so much. Oh no. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, damn. Yeah, ranting and being negative is the dark side, definitely. And you can, I'm not going to throw any other YouTubers under the bus here, but you can see the people that start to rely on that as a crux for views. Those are the people that burn out, I feel like. Those are the people who are just like the overwhelming. YouTube is an overwhelmingly negative place anyway, trust me. I get a lot of not very friendly comments. So if you're pumping out negativity at the same time as receiving negativity, that's a surefire way to lose all your enthusiasm for doing it. Stop pretending I'm a gloomy goose. I am, in fact, a gloomy goose. Craig has licked the Liberty Bell. Tastes like pennies. Hands up in the chat if you licked the Liberty Bell. Curious to know if that's a thing, or if that's just something my friend has done. Right. And speaking of Liberty Bells, I'm going to try and get all these bells now. I feel like I know everything I know about American culture. I learned from the Tony Hawk's games. That's not strictly true, but references like Liberty Bells I got from Tony Hawk and How I Met Your Mother. There we go. Whoops. And while I'm here, I'll try and... Oh, missed it. I think there is a little slight delay on my controls here, because it's not always jumping at the right point for me, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. Oh. Oh well, I got the secret tape. I'm not too bothered about getting up to drain the fountain because it takes forever to do. So as long as I get enough points to move on to the next level, I think I'm happy. In fact, I think the next one might be the final. Is there another one between this and... Let's do a little comment break while I finish this drink. Can my next stream be Echo the Dolphin? Yes, genuinely I could do that, and that would be great. That'd be such a chill stream, wouldn't it? I don't know if that necessarily translates to superheroes, but... Richard Coleman, nice to see you. Thank you for your nice words about my content. Yeah, Scorsese and De Niro and Woody Allen. Oh yeah, Glow, Liberty Bell, of course, yeah. Oh man, Glow's so good. Drain the fountain. Drain the fountain is like draining the lizard, yeah. Or should I say that? I feel like I have to censor myself a little bit. No, I'll say it. It's like draining the lizard or straining your onions, as my dad used to say. I never particularly liked that euphemism, but... Right. Getting these lip tricks are tricky on this level because of the way that these bowls are set up. They don't have proper edges, so you end up grinding them like that every time. So this is like, ironically, one of the trickier parts of the game. In my experience. Like, I was perfectly set up to do a lip trick there, but it just went into a grind instead. There we go. Oh, missed it. Yeah, see, there's a delay there. Not having that. It's ruining my usually flawless gameplay skills. And there we go. Right, let's get some cash while we're in this little skate park bit. Trying to think if there's any other Tony Hawk's levels where I've actually been to the real life version. That school in California, I believe, is based on a real school that I've seen, or at least some of the buildings are, because I've seen some skate videos. Used to watch a lot of skate videos back in the day. Yeah. Particularly the big stair set. Right, let's go for the combos now then. I think this level is... I think I've done enough. Ooh. The key to the big combos, I think, is rotations. But they're kind of the hardest thing to do where you're trying to set yourself up for a manual. If anybody's looking for... oh, what happened there? If anybody's looking for some hot Tony Hawk's techniques, a 20-year-old game. Anna's on the move. How's the show going? Oh no, I've lost a subscriber. Oh, it's going too fast there, built up too much speed. I used to play this game a lot with, there was one particular friend I had from school who I haven't spoken to for a long time. And I read a thing when this whole quarantine business started. Everyone was like, you know, use this time to reconnect with old friends and stuff like that. And I thought about reaching out to this dude. And then I thought, yeah, his life has moved on so far along in the last 20 years that I don't even think he'd know who I was. But, oh man. Every Friday night after school, go back to his, stay up all night playing Tony Hawk's. It was good times. I think I've talked before about how this kind of era for films is really... I have a lot of love for like the bad films from this time, the kind of films that a 11-year-old would watch, like Triple X and Underworld, and even like Van Helsing, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and stuff like that, and Ang Lee's Hulk, which I've got a video coming up about. Those are the movies that we would watch after playing Tony Hawk's for like 6 hours, play Tony Hawk's 6 hours, and then watch a crap movie and eat pizza, and yeah, it's just good times. Let's see what I've still got to do. The long rail in the back left corner of School 2 is in Chad Musker's part in the first Shorties video. Yeah, I've definitely seen that. And even the rooftop gap, the TC's rooftop gap, I think that is... I think I've seen that in a video, people jump in that gap. Underworld, right, let's talk early 2000s films. Underworld is a great film. And the first Resident Evil. And even like Triple X is good, but it's not. But it's enjoyable. That was the chair, if anybody heard that. I didn't even look then at what I've still got to do on these levels. I only said that because you're here, darling. I wouldn't have actually apologised for the chair if you were here. You should be here moderating the comments for me. Save me a job. Okay. You know, I'm just saying, during Matty's live streams, he has someone to bring him sausage rolls. Sausage rolls and beer. So, you know, yeah, you did bring me Easter egg, thank you. Okay. Love you. Oh no. I'll never live that down. Right. Concentrate now. Concentrate. Yeah, Monster Hunter, man. I've never played a Monster Hunter game. That's like one of those series that I always feel like, I know I said I wasn't going to try and get up there, but I did. I've always said that I'd get into Monster Hunter because it seems very up my alley. But then I'm more excited about what a terrible 2000s style movie could be like. And also Morbius, right? Another character that I've got a video coming up about. I'm excited to see the that's a peak 2003 film. Oh, you brought me brownie. Thank you. That's better than a sausage roll. Thanks, darling. She just flipped me off. She just flipped me off camera. It's terrible. Getting mixed messages there. Just bringing me brownie and then flipping me off. This is what quarantine does to you. What else? What were other good films from the early 2000s? What have I got to get on here? 2050? 250. We can do that. Let's just be a bit more creative. Only 32,000. That was a belter of a combo. Yeah, trying to. I'm mentally going through my film collection. I'm trying to think what other good movies there were from the early 2000s. What year was Silent Hill? Because I always put that in the same space in my brain as the first Resident Evil, obviously. And like, Dog Soldiers. That was. Oh, I got the high score. Right, so we're on to the next level now. Let's have a chat break. Right. Ever do anything about Resident Evil films? Blair will be part of it. Absolutely, you're the first person I would call. I don't know anybody more enthusiastic about the Resident Evil franchise than you. My favourite Tony Hawk game is this game, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. It's not only my favourite Tony Hawk game, it's one of my favourite games of all time. Top 3. On Sundays it's top 1, but not today because I'm not doing very well at it. I've had a chance to check out Bloodshot. No, I'm not. Not to sound, I said I was excited about it in the video that I made about the cancelled game, and everyone in the comments said, don't be excited, it's not very good. And I probably would have gone to see it at the cinema, but I don't know if I can justify paying £20 to watch it at home, especially when there's other stuff like Invisible Man I want to see and other stuff like that. Sup, Carlos? Nice to see you. Sorry that I'm only just responding. Bulletproof Monk, yes, right. Anything that's a Jet Li film, I think, isn't it? Anything with Jet Li in it. Cradle to the Grave was one. Used to watch that a lot with DMX in it. Equilibrium. Silent Hill was a little bit later. Dog Soldiers is such a good film. Nicola's going by. Nicola Dunn, nice to see you. Terminator 3, yeah. Kung Fu. I've never seen Kung Fu Hustle. But while I'm talking about games talking about films that we used to watch around this time, Dog Soldiers was one that we used to watch all the time. And I thought of another one then. Someone else's comment reminded me of one. What was it? Oh yeah, Bulletproof Monk and all that like Kung Fu stuff. So like Jackie Chan stuff and Jet Li, loads of Jet Li films. And not Kung Fu Hustle, but Kung Pao Enter the Fist, which is like a spoof parody Kung Fu film, which is really funny. Well, it was really funny in the early 2000s. I don't know how funny it is now. And also the Austin Powers films. They were like, Goldmember came out around that time, I think. Which Goldmember is obviously the worst of the Austin Powers, but it's the one that kind of came out when I was old enough to be watching Austin Powers. Oh, I wasn't supposed to go on to the next level. So I used to spend a lot of time watching Goldmember. And it was like early DVD era as well. We all were getting PlayStation 2s. We were all watching DVDs. This is it. Everybody, the final competition. Yeah. All those early PlayStation 2s. I was like kind of just becoming a teenager. And which kind of answers the question someone else had earlier about how old I am. But it's kind of that time where you're allowed a sneaky can. If you have some mates over, maybe this was just my dad, but my dad was like, yeah, you can all have a can each. You have a can of beer. You get pizza takeaway. And a big bag of popcorn or Haribo or something like that, and like a 2-litre bottle of Coke. And you were off the rails. Absolutely off the rails. And then we'd stay up and watch movies. Right, this is the trickiest of the of all the competitions, and I generally just grind this outside rail and try and stay away from the bull, because you can kind of keep a combo going indefinitely. I may need to upgrade my stats again though. I don't know how long I've been streaming for, but it doesn't feel like that long, so I've done this quicker than I thought I would. But once this is over, I'll go for gold, and then I'll have to restart this one. This is it. It's going to come to an end. Right. I'm going to say hello to... We've tried so many times. When we do Autosave in the Day, the podcast, we always try to say your name correctly. And I know that you're Irish, so I'm assuming that it's either Cian or maybe it's pronounced more like Sean. But you can tell me. But hello, either way. It's nice to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing well, staying safe, staying healthy, keeping yourself watered like a houseplant, getting sunshine through the window, eating well, doing all those things. We're basically just houseplants, aren't we, at the end of the day? Like, I don't mind going outside. I don't mind not going outside that much. That's pretty much my normal lifestyle. So this quarantine hasn't been too hard, as long as I get plenty of water and plenty of sunshine. I can manage. Right, hopefully that'll be enough to get a good score. That's alright, but that might be a silver. Oh no, that's alright. Right, okay, we're in first place then. 2 more rounds to go. All I've got to do is get one good round and I've done it. I've got gold. We can watch the final movie. Oh, my speakers have just turned themselves on. Oops. Actually, I won't be able to watch the movie because it has music in it, and I think this will get a demonetized. So we won't even get to see the reward at the end of it all. I'll stay away from that ball. Oops. Sorry, this is squeaky bum time here. Gotta concentrate. Can't talk. Oh man, that might not be enough. No, it might be a silver medal. Okay, right, we've got to get one solid round in here. I don't know how streamers who do like actual competitive games that you have to be really good at. I don't know how you could possibly do that and be entertaining at the same time. It takes so much mental energy to just talk in full sentences, which I almost didn't do there. I guess it's something you've got to get good at. I'll never be a pro Fortnite player, that's for sure. Unfortunately. Whoops. That'll do. Ah, that's got to be a high 90s. Or in the 90s. 94, look at that. Right. School of Rock. Yeah, that's a good one. Zorro, I mean. Deep Blue Sea, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, actually, so the one time that I did, let's just enjoy my victory here, get my gold medal. The one time I did stream Fortnite was when Thanos was in the game, and so I counted that as being relevant to the channel. Okay, as I said, we can't watch this end video because it's got music in it, but just imagine. And that's it, 3 golds. So that's the game. That's the career mode completed. Not 100%ed, but I've got the 3 medals, done every level. And I think I should get... Oh, we'll watch this. I don't think this will get copyrighted. It's got a remix of the Spider-Man theme in it. So we'll enjoy some Spider-Man skateboarding together. I used to watch this back in the day and just thought this was the coolest thing. Because you've got to remember that this came out this came out 2 years before the first Sam Raimi film. So seeing Spider-Man in anything in live action, even if it was just a guy in a costume, was entertaining. And also just seeing full motion video on a PlayStation 1 disc was pretty mind blowing. Still, even in 2000. I really hope I don't get copyright strike. In fact, I'm going to stop it there. So I'm not going to do any more. I'm going to wrap up soon. I might just have a quick look through the chat. I'm enjoying this conversation, I have to say, about these early 2000s games, early 2000 films. What else we got? Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah, that was a big one. Those, yeah, Triple X. I thought you were just sending me kisses there, but no, Triple X. That's a good one. Yeah, anything that was like, that was the era. I mean, Alien vs Predator was a little bit later. I think that was like mid to late 2000s, like 2004, 2005 maybe. But anything that was vaguely horror. It was like the era of taking horror properties and taking horror elements, like Underworld, like Resident Evil, and and even Van Helsing, but then making like schlocky action sci-fi films out of them, and that was so cool at the time, and that's really kind of paved the way for, I guess, the Marvel films and stuff like that. X-Men, of course, Daredevil. Yeah, the Venom 2 teaser's coming out tomorrow, apparently. Alien vs Predator was 04, yeah, okay. So it's around the same area. Oh, first Fast and the Furious, yeah, that was a big one. Used to watch that a lot. Yeah, and all those early superhero films, man. X-Men. I was never into Daredevil. I don't think I ever saw that when I was younger. But the first X-Men, the first Spider-Man, Ang Lee's Hulk. I'm trying to think what else there was. Blade. Yeah, it's good stuff. And then the Fantastic Four films. That was kind of around the time that I started to lose interest. Although going back and watching those 2000s Fantastic Four films now, I like them a lot more than I did at the time. So, hey, listen, it's been a good time. I'm going to move over and cover up my display. And yeah, have I got blown out by the light while it's gone darker? I think I probably have. I probably should have adjusted that at some point. There we go. So I'll sit and chat with you for a while because I'm enjoying this conversation. Face Off. Oh, Face Off was a great one. Yeah. Can I do a real live kickflip? I could. Oh, actually, I can't believe I've not told this story, right? This is how we'll close my skateboarding tragedy. So I was an avid skateboarder back at the time that these games came out. So in the early 2000s, up through till like kind of middle of high school, and then I lost interest in it. Like I lost interest in a lot of things around that time. Got more interested in, I don't know, girls, and how long ago was it now? A couple of years ago. I don't think Craig is still in the chat, or if he is, he can attest to this because he was there. I took my skateboard. This is like 3 or 4 years ago now. My old skateboard, we took it to a concrete park that had opened up near my hometown, and took it out, and I skated for all of 2 minutes before I went up a ramp, came down with an absolute crash. I just assumed that I'd still be able to do it all exactly as I could when I was like 11 years old, but I absolutely could not do it all. But I went in with the same confidence that that it was like riding a bike and I'd just be able to do it all. Went up the ramp, came down, shattered my elbow bone, just put a big crack in my elbow bone, and it was a couple of days before my birthday. I can't remember how old I was. It was a couple of days before my birthday, so I spent my birthday with my arm in a sling, and then as part of my birthday present, I was having a tattoo done, and I didn't want to reschedule it, and it was the arm that I'd broken, and so I have a tattoo on my arm which was done in absolute agony because she tried to maneuver me in a way, the tattoo artist tried to maneuver me in a way that she could straighten my arm out, but my arm was locked up and couldn't be straightened out. So it's a bad tattoo. It's one that I'm eventually going to pay to have lasered off, and it was a bad experience all around, and I haven't touched a skateboard ever since. So I'll stick to Tony Hawk's games in the future, and hopefully there'll be a new one out, and it would be interesting to see anybody who's not seen the video on the channel about the kind of the legacy of Marvel characters appearing in Tony Hawk's games. But because Activision were the publisher of Tony Hawk's games, and they were also held the exclusive publishing license for Marvel games at the time, there's a lot. Well, there's 3. There's Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Iron Man all appeared in Tony Hawk's games, in various Tony Hawk's games. And it would be interesting to see if the Tony Hawk series comes back for a reboot, maybe with a different publisher. It would be interesting to see if they can get guest characters in, because I personally would love to see, Spider-Man PS4, for example, or something like that. Another Marvel character make an appearance. So anyway, I think I've rambled just about enough on that. It's been really fun. Gothica, yeah, all that horror stuff like The Ring. Yeah. Oh man, it's making me go. I'm gonna go watch a film now. I think I'm going to enjoy my brownie, and Hannah and I are going to go watch a movie. But yeah, it's been a good time. If I do future streams, they probably won't be gameplay because, well, maybe they will. Maybe I'll do some more game streams, but it can take a long time. But I really want to do some more live streaming, spend some more time hanging out with you all during this weird time, and it's a nice way to get to chat to you all, and maybe use it as an excuse to tackle some video topic ideas that I don't necessarily want to sit and write a script for, but I just want to talk about. For example, kind of give my thoughts on certain movies, and maybe it'd be a good way to review new movies. Like if I watched Bloodshot, for example, if I decide to pony up the cash and rent Bloodshot, I could do a live stream review of it and kind of talk to you all and see what your kind of thoughts are. Okay, I'm behind on the chat, so I'm trying to catch up. But it was really nice hanging out with you all. Let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. At Home Comic Con next Saturday the 18th of April. Make sure you come for our comic book video game panel where we'll be pitching the perfect Superman game. And yeah, nice to see you. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.